like multiple times that I'm not fucking like gonna respond to like I can't understand like just a whole like wall of like text. You can like say something and respond or not, but I'm like you're like obviously I'm not gonna engage with your argument like that. Like what? Like that's so lame. That's so
What is my
lame.
argument?
What is going on out there tonight, guys? It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be a cool night. I'm a little tired, and I'm gonna end up calling it a night, probably a little earlier than I did last night. I got kind of wrapped up with this brotato chip that came on last minute. Like I was on my way out the door, and this dude, man, I don't know what was going on with that guy. That dude was crazy last night. But I stayed on like an extra 45 minutes over on my bro over there, Potato X. But that dude was off the rails, right? Like I don't even know, man. The thing is it's weird how every time a liberal, a lefty, whatever the fuck, every time they tell me that they act in good faith and that they're just looking for a rational debate, they just can't get anyone to engage with them. Every fucking time that's the case, every time somebody says that, they're fucking dumb as a box of damn rocks. Matter of fact, they make rocks look like Einstein. Matter of fact, the rocks are smart enough to go to the space program. This guy is not. I'm just telling you, that dude was dumb. And it, like, literally his entire argument about U.S. aid was so far off in hinterland that it didn't make any sense. Like, I actually thought he had something. Like, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Because if I tell somebody, I got you, bro, I'm telling you, I'm dropping a hammer on you. It's gonna hurt. And so when somebody tells me, like, man, I got you, they never got me, bro. And I build up to it. And I'm like, let's go. Let's get in there. And every time, man, just doesn't happen. But last night I stayed up too late. And as a result of that, I did get a lot of stuff done today, but I got to, I might call it a little early tonight. We'll see. We'll see how the show rolls. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to be shooting a match tomorrow. It's the first 3-gun match of the year that I'll shoot, and it's the last 3-gun match I'll shoot before I shoot Superstition, which is the following weekend. So I've got to get. I'm going to get down there. I'm going to get dialed in. I haven't been able to shoot my rifle out to really long range, or not really long range, but long range for 3-gun. And I haven't been able to do that in a minute. So I'm trying to make some stuff happen here tomorrow, because I need to get a lot of data tomorrow, so that in the next 3 or 4 days before I get on a plane to go to Arizona, I can get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. What's up, Naomi? I see you out there. I see you. Matter of fact, we're going to call out all the people who are here tonight. Let's take it. Let's see who's been creeping on up in the house. The Potato X was the first person in chat tonight. Now, that is probably because I didn't even schedule this show until last minute. That's okay. Thumping Weevil is up in the house, or at least she was. Mullet Baby is in the house. And actually, you're right. It is not a Saturday without Kel crashing out. I haven't talked to Kel in a while. I hope she's doing well. Uncle Guns came in. He may have moved on, but Uncle Guns, if you're still here, you're cool. Jella the G is up in the house. He showed out. That's awesome. Good to see. I think he actually became a member, which is rad. Or not a member, but he subscribed, which is rad. B Gaming is up in the house. Good to see you. We got a lot going on. My favorite bot, WMD, is a bot, and guys, I'm telling you, if you use punctuation in the wrong way, he's going to give you a 5 or 20-second timeout or some shit like that. So don't do that. That's the way it is. Jello the G, you know what? I promise you can probably debate communism better than most leftists can. I'm gonna give you that. Yeah, absolutely. The Canadian last night, that guy was like, my God. But I think that's a theme with a lot of the Canadians. Naomi, what is up, Naomi? Good to see you out there in the chat. This is like 2 nights in a row, man. You might be back. Naomi is a mod, and she will come down on you. So be cool. Everybody just be cool. All right. So open to changing your mind is important, but there's some other, really debating is really just about having good conversations. And the problem is if you go off the rails and then people can't have a conversation with you, then it's a party. Now it's fun. Now it's entertainment. But it's a very interesting thing. Guys, give me 1 second. My camera's not focusing for some reason. So give me 1 second. I gotta adjust that. Give me 1 second. Everybody come on in, man. Everybody get a good seat. I'll be right back. All right, that's way better. It could just be my fucking glasses as well. All right, guys. So listen, normally we would be doing a debate show tonight, but I didn't. I knew I was going to be going out of town next week, so I didn't want to start something I couldn't continue. So I'm not doing a debate show tonight. If you guys, I'm going to do a monologue, and then we may have some people up. What's up, Jay Eakin? Good to see you. Good to see you out in the house. What's up, Steelman? I see you out there. Might have some people up, might do like a mini panel or just have some dudes, talking shit. That'll be fine. That'll be great. There's nothing like a trash talk Saturday. It really isn't. In the meantime, listen, guys, I understand that not everybody's going to be a fan of mine. Right. And I get it. You're going to want to say some things. You want to be angry. You're going to want to be a dick and you're going to want to complain. You want to mouth off. You want to make yourself known. But I just got to remind you.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
Indeed. Indeed. Yes. Yes, you can do it too. If you feel the need, to act out, if you feel the need to just get so angry and you want to rage at the host, well, first of all, I'll enjoy that, but you might want to consider that public service announcement. I have to play that public service announcement every show. I'm sorry. It just waited. I forget sometimes, and then I get an angry email. That's cool. All right. So what else has been going on? So I had this thing go on the other day, guys, and this is interesting. I really I don't interact with like a ton of people regularly in my daily life, right? Like I'll interact with people, but it's usually like I see this dude like once a year, or whatever. So I I I haven't heard from this dude in a long time. This is a guy that's in the fishing community. He does a little bit of shooting, but he's not a competitive shooter. We used to talk guns, and I used to buy a shit ton of fishing gear from him, and I bought a couple of guns from him too over the past few years. Super good guy, always thought, right? And it's been like a year since I heard from this guy, and I'm like, where is this dude? Like, did he like get a job? Because I actually had when I was going to buy a company last year, one of the companies I was going to buy, they needed like a solid sales staff, right? Like they didn't have a solid sales staff, and that was a piece I needed, and that's what he does. He's a sales guy, and I talked to him about, hey man, may need, if I buy this company, I'm gonna come talk to you about, doing some work for me. He's like, yeah, absolutely, man, no problem. And that's the last time I talked to him. I couldn't, I just hadn't heard from him. And so I'm like, so I get, I'm like, what is going on with this dude? So I search his name up, right? Well, I can't find him on Facebook. And I'm like, I know I had him on Facebook as a friend, right? And I go back and yep, there's my messages. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did this dude unfriendly? So I unfriend me. So I started, I just did a quick Google search to see if, there was like somewhere we got into like a beef that I didn't know about, right? Like on a fishing page or some shit like that. And no, that's not the answer. The answer is he's in fucking jail waiting to go to prison if he ever goes to court. Because what he did is he went fucking psycho and he walked out of his front door. He walked out of his front door with a rifle and shot his neighbor, called him a demon, called him, all kinds of things, like assaulted the dude's wife, trying to like calling her a demon or whatever, and then shot the neighbor's wife across the street, killed her. And then he shot at like a food truck or some shit and wounded the guy in there. And then he gets arrested, right? And I'm like learning that this is like a year ago. Like I'm learning about it like this last week, and I'm like, fuck, where the fuck was I? And how did I not hear about this? Like, what the fuck is going on, right? And then I find where this guy did this interview, right? Now, first of all, I think it's probably like it's just not a good idea to do an interview if you're facing like double homicide charges and you are absolutely fucking guilty. Like you walked out your front door and just started shooting your neighbors. Like that's crazy. Like just throw yourself on the mercy of the court and get it over with, right? And so I watched the video. I'm not going to play the video because it is fucking disturbing. But I watched the video, and this dude is like, well, first of all, I did recognize he did still kind of look like the dude I knew, right? He still kind of looked like the guy. No, but like the crazy version, like the the psycho version. And so he's talking to this reporter, which, again, I just think globally is a bad idea if this is your situation, but whatever. And of course, she starts talking to him and, kind of gets into, well, how's your family handling this? And he's like, well, not real well. They're only providers in jail, right? Like I can't provide for my family. I'm like, well, that's a hell of a statement. Like, okay, all right. I okay, all right. And then she starts talking to him about why he did it. Like, is there anything he wants to say about why he walked out his front door and just went batshit? And he just kind of looks at her and says, "This interview's over," and walks out the door. I'm like that in and of itself is insane. Like there's something in this dude's, like, seriously, like something went like, and nuts. It's crazy. And so I checked my messages like the last time I talked to him, and I think I have to do some math and I have to like look at the exact dates that everything happened. But it was probably within a month of the last time I saw him. Like, I was like, it could have been, I mean, like, it wouldn't have been me because, I'm not unarmed, but like, it was crazy. It's just nuts. And if you talk to, I mean, like, if you ask anybody in the industry, he's like a solid dude. Like, and he, his employer's like super famous. And they've kind of like, "Hey man, what did you know about this guy? What'd you think?" And of course he's like, "Man, it's shocked to all of us, Right, mullet baby. He had the right to remain silent, but he didn't. And now that interview is going to be played in court, and he's going to look like, unless he's actually going for like an insanity plea, which, I mean, I can't think of anything else. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I think you're right, Sarah. I think he did, in fact, snap. I think that he just, like I said, he went batshit crazy. And it's odd to think about, that in this day and in this day and age, as my grandfather used to say, that people are under a lot of stress and people are under a lot of pressure. And where we traditionally used to have ways to kind of get rid of it, but with the way that society is currently, I don't see where I don't see where a lot of men have actual opportunities to get rid of the stress that they feel, especially if it's financial or whatever. Raid from Tyler TV coming in. All right, let's make it happen, Captain. But when we talk a lot. Well, I don't talk about it, but I hear a lot of people talk about mental health and especially for men and all of these mental health issues and all of all of these different things. And then I look at this guy that probably just needed to get to the gym and like get punched in the face a few times, right? Like to make him understand, that hey, shit can actually get worse, right? It's just really, really crazy. Jella the G, man. Hey man, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the short period of time that you were here, and we'll be glad to have you back anytime. I do stream fairly regularly, although the schedule is going to be jacked up for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, man, but it seems like it's interesting that a lot of the news lately. Wasn't there a movie? Falling Down. Yeah, Falling Down. Actually, Michael Douglas in Falling Down was that kind of that way. Yeah. It's compounded by the fact people are saying we need better access to mental health, blah, blah, blah. We live in a country where there's tons of ways to get mental help. What men actually need is, and I'm sure he's going to finish that sentence, but I think what men actually need is outlets for that aggression and that, the anger and all of that. And I also believe that the idea and look, this was, I mean, I'm going to be honest, this fellow, he was a church going man. And while I believe that he had great intentions, the idea that's being pushed in a lot of modern churches of this servant leader model of the, I'm so sorry. How do you say that? Is it Marcelary? Help me out with that. It's important to get people's names right. But the reality is that I was talking about this guy I knew. I'm not going to call us friends. I mean, we were friendly, but we weren't actual friends. So I'll run everybody back through this again. All right. there's been a dude. I'm not going to say his name, but he was actually Raid from Tyler TV. Awesome. Let's go. I'll hold up. I'll tell the story again in just a minute, and so everybody that I just come on in, hurry up, get in where you fit in, and let's go. We're gonna I'll start the story back up in a minute since we have a lot of people who didn't hear it. Your fat thumbs, okay. But all right. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great night tonight, guys. Last night, if you were watching last night, I didn't intend to debate last night, but I ended up getting into a couple of them over on Go Tyler TV. What's up, Tyler? I see him in the chat now. And of course, the Canadian did what Canadians do, which is lose savagely. He lost like a savage, and and then of course we had the weirdo dude, which I'm glad that I didn't stay for that. Welcome in, Raiders. Take a seat, hang out, be cool. We have a question from over on Twitch. Why am I an unreasonable man? That's a great question. I'll answer that while people are coming in. The An Unreasonable Man moniker comes from the fact that it comes from a 1907 play, a quote from that play called the name of the play was Of Men and Superman by George Bernard Shaw. Now, George Bernard Shaw was a raving, psychopathic, communist lunatic, like all communists are. He was bad. He was actually so far gone that even George Orwell, not Orwell, it doesn't matter. He was unfriended by many authors, many of his contemporaries. So anyway, the actual quote is, and I'm going to paraphrase here, actually. The actual quote is, the reasonable man looks at the world and accepts things the way they are. The unreasonable man looks at the world around him and bends it to fit his needs. Therefore, all change must come from unreasonable men. Yeah. George Bernard Shaw he was absolutely a socialist, communist lunatic, but that's okay. So that's why all change must come from an unreasonable man. What's up, TNT Cycles? Thank you for subbing to the channel last night. That was awesome. Yes, single moms cannot raise healthy men without a steadfast male figure in a boy's life. Now we have several generations of men who have been ingrained to be ashamed of being male or needing men. And that's true. As a matter of fact, you will literally be called homosexual if you hang out with a bunch of dudes and kind of show your emotions. So that's interesting. So the what's up, Mrs. Dusty? All right, so I'm going to tell the story again. So I have an acquaintance of mine, and this is a fellow that was in the fishing industry. I've known him for a while. And I bought a bunch of fishing gear from him. I bought some guns from him, and a bunch, he was just the guy that, always had kind of, because he worked with a bunch of the pro fishermen, and when they would get rid of last year's gear, he was the guy that they went to sell the stuff. And so that's what I did. I bought a bunch of stuff from the guy. I talked to the guy a lot. He invited me out on his boat, and I never got a chance to go because first of all, I normally use my boat when I go fishing, but he was like, it was one of those things like, hey man, if you ever want to get on some big ones, this guy actually, he's a damn good fisherman, and he's like, hey man, come on out, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, all right, cool. And never got an opportunity to. Also, he fished the Cumberland River, which I didn't fish. I fish the lakes, and so I wanted to kind of get into that. Kind of want to figure that out. And but anyway, so I had actually been to his house maybe a month before this happens, but and I knew that he was kind of stressed, like the industry wasn't going well. The fishing equipment market had kind of really slowed down, all kinds of things. And I knew that he was a little bit stressed. And one of the last conversation I had with him was that I was about to buy a company, and if I did, I was going to reach out to him and hire him as a sales guy because he was really good at sales. And I told him, like, look, man, you can do it part time. You can work for me and keep working for who you work for now. And he's like, yeah, man, let me know. All right, cool. So about a month and a half later, now this is all from the police reports and from the from witness accounts and what the news has pieced together. So this is I wasn't there, and I don't have firsthand knowledge. But apparently, he walked out of his front door with a rifle and shot his neighbor dead on his lawn, and calling him a demon and all kinds of things. And then he kind of assaulted the guy's wife. I think he pushed her down on the ground or something and called her a demon. And was just, talking about, I don't have the exact phraseology, but really was being awfully strange. And then shot into the neighbor's house across the street and ended up killing that guy's wife through the, I don't know if she was out. I don't know the details here, but killed that guy's wife, and then shot apparently at a food truck or something and wounded that guy. And of course, he was arrested, and he's in jail now. And the reason this all came up is because I hadn't talked to the guy in a year, and I'm like, what has happened to this dude, man? Like he used to hit me up like every few weeks or every month or so, especially at the beginning of fishing season. He'd be like, hey man, you looking for anything specific? We got some rods coming in from this guy. We got some other stuff coming in from this guy. Lake Cumberland, no. Cumberland River. I can tell you it's in Columbia, Tennessee. So, and this is public knowledge, public record, right? And so I just thought that maybe he'd just been crazy busy at work and maybe he wasn't selling stuff anymore, And so I started researching, and I find the news articles, and then I find a news clip where he's doing an interview with this reporter. Which, by the way, and I said this earlier, I'm repeating myself. It is remarkably insane to get a reporter and do an interview with a reporter while you're waiting to be on trial for murder. Okay, that does not seem smart, right? Like that doesn't seem like a good idea. And so he I made the mistake of watching the interview. I mean, I say the mistake, it was just incredible how the interview was just crazy. So he walks in, he looks like, I was able to recognize, hey, that's a dude. But he looked nuts. And obviously, prison can probably do that to you. I don't know. And and so he sits down with this reporter, and she starts asking some minor questions, and one of the questions was, how's your family holding up in all of this? And he's like, well, not very good. There were sole providers here locked up here in prison. And I thought that was a very interesting statement to make, right? And I thought that was odd. And then of course the next thing was that she started pressing for, well, why did you do this? What was going through your mind? What was what happened? And he sits there really quiet for a minute, and it's just a craziest look. He says, yeah, I'm done. Interview over. And he walks out. Like it was like, what? Like, it's crazy. And so I started looking back through, and I honestly think that that happened about a month to a month and a half after the last time I talked to him. I was over at his house, and I talked to him, met his wife, met his daughter, and I don't know. I think the guy broke. I think the guy literally just broke. I think that he, I think maybe it was a money issue. It was maybe, I don't know. Something happened, and dude just could not deal with it. And I think there's a lot of people out there like that, like right now, like it's just, it's just very interesting to me. Karen Reed did that too. Which part? So yeah. You think Cincy over on Twitch says he doesn't think people can break. He must have always been like that. No, I've literally watched dudes break. Like I will. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, I've literally like seen people go through the like literally the whole thing happen to where they're just like donezo. Hey, emulated. You weren't here earlier. You got to remember. You got to remember something over here. Okay, now you're going to want to do the same shit that you do over on Potato and Tyler's, but over here, I need you to remember that everyone can do it.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I have to play that public service announcement every so often, especially when we have somebody like emulated in the chat, because he doesn't understand English properly because he's it's not smart. Anyway, Karen talked to reporters and did an interview before she went through. Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Is emulated a gay? Could be. I don't know. That's his business. He cannot distinguish between male and female. That was, we figured that out last night. That was very interesting. That was very interesting. So that was cool. So yeah. That made you want to say this? I don't know what did I miss? Did I miss something? Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. So, but I've been watching a lot lately. Men going through a lot of very like men have been going through a lot of like trials lately, right? I feel like that modern men, if we want to use that term, I don't actually normally use that term, but I'm going to use it in this case. Between the, again, for those who just came in, one of the things I was talking about earlier was that, that you have this idea that all men should be peaceful when that's just absolutely insane. A man that is not capable of great violence is probably not much of a man, right? Like if you and more likely to really hurt someone, right? Like when you understand what it's like to punch somebody in the mouth and get punched in the mouth, you don't actually want to do that very often because you understand how that works and what the reality is. And this is actually one of the reasons why I think that there's this age of young men who've never been punched in the face that don't actually know what it's like, don't actually know what it's like to hurt someone physically. And so they just think it's nothing, just whatever, it's cool. And those are the young men that become wife abusers because why not? Right? Like, don't do that. That was one of the things growing up, like we, in my era, we understood what it was like to get into a fight. What we knew what it was like to hit someone and hurt them, and then have that feeling of guilt. That maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. The Boomer era. Thank you, Kronos. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Kronos. It's not the Boomer era. I am X, not Boomer. I understand, that there's some similarities, but that's not it. But at the end of the day, there's a wide swath, if you will, of young men that are now they're getting older, that really don't actually understand a lot of these things. So you end up with a lot of people doing very odd things. Head trauma is real. Is that what happened to you? I'm sorry. I don't understand your point. I don't think it's about the guilt of hurting someone, but rather feeling of getting your ass whooped. Actually, Cincy, that's actually I did actually say swath. That's actually a really solid point. However, I'm gonna take you to task a little bit on this one. So I remember because I grew up, I had brothers, and so my middle brother and I fought all the time, like all the time. And the reality is it was that feeling of when I'd hit my brother and his lip would bleed or his nose would bleed or whatever, and my mom would go, see what you've done. Do you understand what you've done? And I'd be like, initially, you got that bravado of, who cares? He deserved it. Gets a big fat lip, talk shit, get hit, right? But then the guilt set comes in, right? Like, did I need to do that? I probably not. So I think it can be both things. It can be both things. So that's but that's a solid point. I'll go with it. I'll agree with you. Yes, people used to let us fight it out, right? And yeah, and look in the chat, just you don't have to hold your hands up or anything. Don't feel like it, but have you ever gotten in a fight with someone and by the end of the fight, you're like, why am I even doing this? Like you're literally sitting there hitting each other and you're just like, why am I even doing this? Like, I don't like you. I don't hate you that much. I don't dislike you that much. Right. Yeah. Smoking Spaceman is right. The guilt is built into the sin, right? Like you absolutely, when you do that, you feel that guilt, you feel the weight of your actions, right? But I don't think a lot of modern people actually do that. I don't think a lot of modern people, like Emulated for sure, feels no weight of his actions whatsoever. I promise you, I guarantee you. Like he's so messed up in the head that everything he does is right and he's never done anything wrong. And if he hit somebody, he wouldn't feel a thing about it because first of all, he would never hit anyone. He would just call the cops on him and report him or something. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what it is. Matt Martin, we ended up being buddies afterwards. He passed away about 10 years ago. I understand that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hardwire, like, yeah, Hardwire says not during, but because the rage is real, but after I calm down, I always feel bad. Well, most of the time, not always. Yeah. So, but have you ever like been like super angry and you get in the fight and then you're like, you start just wailing on each other and then kind of about halfway through, like, I really wasn't that angry. It really wasn't. I really didn't. Yeah, I don't know. And so, that's that's the way it is. And yeah, absolutely. How many times did you end up friends with someone you fought with? A lot, actually, a lot. So that's that's a real thing. And I think that but now keep in mind now we don't do that anymore, right? Like we've not that we've removed it, but you have so many parents who will just not they just interfere and they literally like the idea of helicopter parents to the extreme, right? And so we've now had a couple of generations like this. So it's really really weird. Yeah, new respect levels do get unlocked. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so it's and I'm not saying that the dude I know is like that, right? Like I'm not going to say that. What's up, Clover Tack? How are you doing? I'm not saying that's how this situation went down for him. I think that he may have had, you know, um, um, you know, he may have had a kind of a normal, um, you know, youth, you know, and then just maybe something else later in life, he, you know, kind of broke him, you know, kind of, it could have been money. Yeah. I think money, men worry too much about money in this life, and they, rather than accomplishments and achievements and actually being able to build something. Um, we are a very consumeristic society, and that's a problem. Cincy says over on Twitch, uh, why is this topic so important to me? I mean, why are you so focused on fights, violence, and stuff like that? Because humans are violent creatures, and we need to understand that, first of all. Second, if you didn't hear, this fellow that I knew, that I've done business with, that I bought things from, walked out his front door and shot his neighbor, well, shot two of his neighbors, and a guy operating a food truck, with two people passing away. And I'm just kind of trying to mull over the potential reasoning behind that, right? Somebody who seems like normal and is everybody's friend, and everybody respects, and a lot of people care for, just literally just one day walks out and, you know, um, does bad things. So, am I going to bikini scream? No, I'm not. I might actually have, if she'll ever actually come on the show. Um, one of the girls from TwitchCon is actually, became, or did actually become, uh, well known because of hot tub streaming. So that's it. Uh, Never been a real fight. I've hit and gotten hit. No back and forth. Yeah, I got that. I get that. So yeah, you don't have to be a fighter to be capable of great violence. That's true. That's true. Oh, you know me from Tyler TV and Mike Ball. Yeah, I like Mike Ball is my buddy. Yeah, most of them don't hang out. Yeah, yeah, we're weird people. What can you say? But yeah, so you can look this up. It happened in Columbia, Tennessee, last year. It was a very, um, it's a very interesting deal. TwitchCon is a scam, Kronos. That's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. Let's see what else. What else we talk about tonight? In order to avoid such accidents, guns shouldn't be that easy to get. That has nothing to do with anything. Literally has nothing to do with anything. If it hadn't been the gun, it would have been a knife. It would have been a baseball bat. Dude snapped, like he was going to hurt somebody. So that's just dumb. But speaking of guns, I'm shooting my first 3-gun match of the year tomorrow. I have not shot a 3-gun match since I think August. Might have been July, but I think it was August. I think I shot the last. I didn't shoot the last 3-gun match. It could have been September, but obviously, I have not shot 3-gun in a while. I've been shooting a bunch of 2-gun, and I am stoked, for stuff. No, Cinzy, I disagree with you. If it wasn't a gun, he might have been scared to even start doing stuff. No, insane people don't think that way. They don't. Also, he literally. Well, I mean, I'm not going to get into the details, but I mean, he literally just attacked his neighbor's wife. So, do I do a cowboy style? No, I don't do cowboy style. I don't do cowboy action. So I only do three. I mean, I do 3-gun. I do PCSL, and occasionally I'll shoot a USPSA match. So today I was at my my local gun store that slash range. One of my friends is in town. He works for a company that makes ARs and other. I mean, I think it basically only make a really high end AR right now. They're ridiculous. They're ridiculously good guns, and I've known this guy for a long time. And so we were actually just chilling out today, and he's actually supposed to go to the match with me tomorrow. Um, yes, I agree with you, Cincy, that there is a reason why insane people and maniacs tend to avoid big men and attack women and children more. Um, yes, I agree with that. That's also why people who plan, I don't know what word we can use on YouTube or in Twitch, but school activities and house of worship activities, why when they plan those, they choose the ones where there is nobody that's armed there for sure. But um, if someone just breaks in a moment, it doesn't honestly matter. It doesn't matter what they're going to use. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of the guy who just like loses it and beats a guy to death with a fire extinguisher. I thought that was pretty rough. So why am I not? Oh, there's Claire. Yeah. Yeah. Let me translate. Easy to get equals moron speak for never even tried to buy a gun, and moron speak. That's true. I mean, to some degree, that's true. So, yeah, it's going to be a great day tomorrow. I don't know how long I'm going to stream tonight, but we'll get some people coming up here in a minute. I don't know if Tyler and Potato are still in the chat, but I'd love to have those guys come up. If you are in the chat, hit me up and I'll drop some linkage for you. And Clover Tack, let's talk some guns here in a few minutes, man. I got to talk some guns, but and actually Clover Tack, I actually bought my Ruger RMX from this guy that I'm talking about. And I think that was the last time I saw him was when I purchased that. So. I mean, I don't know, but I think it is. So, what do I think is important to prevent breaking? I think that the modern idea of what helps men's mental health is absolutely insane. I think that trying to tell men to be more peaceful is ridiculous. I think that telling men to go against their base nature is literally crazy. I think that a lot of the people who are, but now when I say this, we gotta make some definitions here, guys. Finished dinner? That sounds good. What do you eat? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so the way that men's mental health is viewed now is to treat men like women. They don't treat men like men most of the time, right? It's all about repressed anger. It's all about all this nonsense. Which some cases there's some truth to it, but the reality is that it goes much deeper than that. When you're literally telling men to repress their base nature, then you're wrong. I mean, it's just wrong. So, and I actually have a friend of mine, a guy named Clay Martin, who is I mean, I don't know how to describe what he did, but basically, he was he went overseas as a military person who did a lot of really bad things for to bad people so that we can all sleep at night. Hey Natalia, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So And when he came back, he kind of struggled with all of the mental health issues that those guys struggle from, and obviously he went through the counseling and the VA and all of that. Never really helped him, and um, there was a couple of things that he considered. I'd really actually, I enjoy talking about this specific topic, and because it's so weird to me. Well, thank you, Natalia. Thank you. Appreciate that. But one of the things that he did was, he did as part of his treatment now, is he did the um, psilocybin um, mushroom treatment, right? And he said he struggled with this for a long time, because you have to understand that he is legitimately a mass murderer, right? Like that's he. I mean, like, just by whatever scale you want to use, that's what he did. He did it for our country, but that's what he did. And you absolutely don't want someone like that losing control and snapping, and that could be like super bad, right? It can do a lot of damage. And so he struggled with this decision for a long time about, should I do it? Should I take this drug that's going to that's mind and mood altering? Like, struggled with it, right? The idea that he could lose control and what that would mean, what that could look like. And so eventually he's just like, he did all of this research, and one of the things he found is that, when all throughout history, when men would go off to war, or when men would do these very violent things, that they would stay away apart from the tribe for a period of time, to kind of reacclimate, right? And um then they would rejoin the tribe. And the and there's some theories that throughout history that very violent men have, when before they rejoined their civilization, they basically had this ritual of um, preparing foods in certain ways, and maybe psilocybin was part of that. I don't know. So who knows? But at any rate, so one of the things that Clay told me, and I'm going to have him on the show at some point. He's just really super busy. I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk about this. But he and I had a really good long conversation about it. He said one of the things is that he would, of course, he's got firearms throughout his house, and he would just walk through his house and look at a gun and think, just going to pull a trigger. Like, I'm going to do it right now. Of course he wouldn't, right? He wouldn't do that. But he would think that. And so he got to the point where he's like, I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose my everything that I care about if I don't fix what's going on with me. And then he did do the psilocybin treatment, and because literally everyone that's done it said it's like turning the suicide switch off in their brain, like just like that. And so he did it, and he said, yeah, for him, same thing. Turn that switch in his head just off, like just didn't do it at all. Just was no longer. I mean, it's just not even a thing anymore. So that's interesting, right? That's really interesting, because I honestly, until he told me, I would have called, like, if Steelman told me that, I'd laugh in Steelman's face and tell him he's fucking high again, right? But it did help him, and now he's actually running a program where they bring these war fighters and these troubled men into this, and they bring them in and go through this. It's actually a program that they do of reacclimating people back to society, and apparently it's very successful. Um, yeah, it is. It's very much like microdose therapy, but but at any rate, it is helping, and I think that's really good. And all of the things that's been tried has failed. All of the talking, um, all of the um, you know, talk about your problems, your feelings, and all of that stuff. And by the way, guys, just so the new guys know, I have a degree in psychology. It's just not, I just don't. I don't believe. I think psychology is bullshit. I just do. I think it's a really excellent way of making money because you never actually help anyone. You never heal anyone ever. Psychology. Psychology is just bullshit. But yeah, actually, yeah, and now he's helping other people. TNT, yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Really. Oh, since he's got to get a little sharp here. Um, he wasn't doing it for the country, but for billionaires who want more power. I don't think that he believes that. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. Cleaner, I agree with you on that, but I think specifically the thing that really worried Clay was the just the random thoughts of self deletion, right? And and that apparently was just like turn the switch off. Now, obviously, there are other, that's, I'm not saying it's like a miracle treatment or anything, but that specific instance and that specific thing did do that for him. Um, and you'd have to talk one at some point. I'm going to have him on the show, and we're going to have a really good time talking about it. He's just like, we've set up the show to him to be on the show like 3 or 4 times, and every single time it's like we're there. Oh, he's out of town for 2 weeks. Like, it's what it is. Yeah. Shroom therapy beforehand. Interesting. I don't know if that works the same way, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Which euro is cleaner? Cleaner's in Texas, I think. It's not. It's not Europe. I mean, it's a different country technically, but it's not European. Yeah. Yeah, Clay's come out with a pretty comprehensive. I mean, I'm not gonna go too far into it because I've only touched the surface of what he's doing out there. He has set up a facility. I want to say it's in the Missouri Arkansas border area, like very rugged land. So yeah. Oh yeah, you confused him for the gay Buddhist. Yeah, no worries. All right, so in other news, the Supreme Court has struck down the magazine bans as being unconstitutional. That is freaking awesome. Are you not scared to talk to people like that one on one, some sharp topics? No, I'm really not. I'm really not scared of anyone. Uh, where did Clay find success with this program and Chris Kyle did not? Well, Chris Kyle was murdered. So Chris Kyle was murdered. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, the magazine, and I believe that you mean district court. No, no. Let me reread this just to make sure that I'm right. Oh no, you're right. It was in district court. Now the Supreme Court's going to weigh in. I apologize. I apologize. I dyslexic that up. I thought I read that as that the Supreme Court upheld the district court. My bad. Am I former military? No. No. Yeah, sorry, I dyslexic that up. I'm sorry, man. All right, I'm going to go ahead and Clover Tack, if you want to come up, jump on up, man. My buddy Kevin is in town. He worked, and I cannot remember the name of the, I can't remember the name of the company he's working with now, but they make high end, really cool ARs. What's up, 13? I am doing much better than I was today. The other day, I was kind of like, I wasn't bad, but it wasn't. It hit me a little bit. Steelman, do you mean email or print mail? I should watch the anime called Bleach. That may sound weird, but you will love the characters there. I like some anime. It's pretty cool. Can be cool. We are 1%ing Iran. That's for absolute certain. What's up, Clover Tack? How you doing, my man?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. He's here. What's up, man?
I'm okay. You doing well? You doing okay? Everything good?
Yeah, man. We got the funeral set for Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pardon me. And I think everything is I mean, everything's not set, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's still a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff that's got to be taken care of, but we're getting some real closure, kind of moving on, and yeah.
Have you talked about all that? I didn't expect details.
Yeah, I did a show the other. So I
okay.
actually the day that so
Okay. That's fine. I was just saying, if you haven't given any, don't spill the tea.
No, I mean, I don't know how many people I mean, there weren't a ton of people who watched it, but I felt like I needed to kind of explain, my massive absence of late, and actually it was really weird because I felt like I could just come on and be like all cool and everything, but literally the second I started talking, I was like fucking bawling. It was bad. And I've actually
you're always a weirdo and an asshole, so that's not going to give it away.
I mean, yeah, we got to redefine that term, I guess.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only two times I've actually teared up is when I talked to Andrew about it before my mom passed, I don't know why, because I talked to so many other people about it. And I'm talking to doctors about it. I'm like, I'm totally cool. But the second I talked to Andrew, like I teared up. I was like, totally like, I don't know, wussed out.
A lot of that is probably because you could with him.
Yeah, I kind of came to that conclusion. I don't
Yeah,
know that that's why it is, but that's
yeah,
probably pretty
yeah. I
close.
felt there is certain people, right?
Yeah,
I don't cry a lot, but if I do, it's typically, I mean, you shed a tear at funerals, and there's some different things like that it can happen, right? There's touching
yeah,
moments that it happens, of
yeah. They're
course.
touching moments, right? Yeah,
But yeah, the sobbing, I guess, would be a better way to put it. Yeah, that's typically, there's only very few people that see that.
yeah, yeah. So the only two times I like teared up was when I talked to Andrew about it, probably because I do consider him a friend, and I felt like I could. And
Right.
then the second time was when I did the stream. I just, for whatever reason, like the way the music I picked and everything, it just hit me exactly right. And I was like, I was done. So, and I didn't, I was gonna, I was kind of thinking I should delete it, but I haven't yet. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna,
Well,
yeah, it's
it's all understandable.
fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway.
But, but yeah, my buddy, Kevin's in town, and he was all gung ho. I told him about going to that there was going to be a 3-gun match tomorrow, and he and I have shot. Oh yeah, he did actually get back to me. Yeah, he's like, let me double check stuff for tomorrow morning, and I'll follow up. Yeah, that's fine. So Kevin and I have shot a bunch of the same matches, and we've been on the same squads a lot. As a matter of fact, we shot Zombies in the Heartland one year. I want to say it was 2018 or 2019, and it was he got the dumbest DQ I've ever seen in my life, like absolutely stupid. And he basically, so he was shooting a Made in Texas Dissident Arms KL-12 or whatever they call it, and it's basically a um, not a not a Sega, but a Vepr. It's basically a Vepr that they have they've machined up a form, and they reform all the receivers because they're stamped receivers,
Right.
and they do a bunch of work to them, and
Yeah.
and they're like $3,500 for a freaking Vepr,
Yep.
which is just fucking insane. I think
If you
it's
want to
close to
play,
cost.
you got to pay.
Yeah, it's just insane for a Vepr though.
Yeah.
And so, but he was shooting one, and he's a former Marine, so he knows how to shoot, and he shoots matches in a kilt, which is baller,
Nice.
right? That's baller.
A tactical kilt or just a kilt?
Tactical kilt. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a kilt aficionado, so I'm
Well, you would
assuming.
know because it had pockets and Molly and a
Yeah,
tactical kilt.
it had pockets. I don't know if it had Molly, but anyway, so he would shoot in a kilt, and he was shooting his, and he shot open, and so he he so there's this stage where you're on a swing, like a swing set, right? Or not a swing set, but a porch swing, you know, and you're supposed to, you've got to be swinging, and then you have to shoot while you're swinging at some of these targets, and then you have to I think you started with a pistol or rifle, I forget which, but you get rid of that gun, and then you have to pick up the shotgun, which is just basically just sitting on this thing. Well, he put his shotgun on there, but because it's that stupid ass Vepr, it fell off, but it was unloaded. And I'm like, well, that's no big deal. It's an unloaded gun. It's the stick. Who cares? Just put it back. But because it was after make ready, that's technically a DQ. Like, it's the most technical of technical DQs.
Yeah, stupid.
And I was convinced they were just going to let it roll, be like, oh man, that's just bad luck. We'll let you slide on that one. But nope. Rick came over and said, didn't even actually ask more than like 2 questions. And then they like, did the gun hit the ground? Yeah. Okay. DQ. I'm like, fuck. What the hell, man? And it was
Wah,
like,
wah, wah.
it was like probably like 2 or 3 stages left in the match. And I thought and I mean, I've seen some, kind of bitch ass DQs in my time, but that was
Right.
now when I DQ, I fucking the 2 times I've DQ'd, they were fucking rad. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I deserved that shit.
Yeah.
So, the first time I ever got DQ'd was at Hard as Hell. Brian Nelson, who's been on the show, was my RO, and I ended up. My plan was to work my way to this dump barrel shooting shotgun, and then take 4 targets standing with the shotgun, and then put the shotgun in the dump barrel. But what ended up happening was I was going really good. I was like really, I was on it, man, and so I ended up taking those 4 targets instead of taking them standing and dumping the shotgun. I took them on the run, and then I was just basically was going to throw the shotgun in the barrel. Well, at that time, in the history of 3-gun, the safety needed to be on, or you got DQ'd at a lot of matches. And so I went, as I'm literally like pole vaulting this thing in, I remember the safety. And so I try and get the safety on, but since it's a Versamax, it's behind the trigger.
Right.
And so when I stabbed at the safety, I stabbed through the trigger guard, and of course the gun is falling. And so the gun went off in the dump barrel and made a quarter-size hole in the dump barrel. And it's like totally safe. Like it's not a big deal, right? Like nobody got hurt. Nobody could get hurt because it's birdshot in a barrel, right?
Into the ground, basically.
Into the ground. like this is like if I'd been at a trap or skeet field, they'd have been like, dumbass, and then just
muzzle, right?
Yeah, and they'd have been like, dumbass. But because it's this way, I'm DQ'd, and I'm like, I'm totally earned it. Like I'm like, all right, yes, cool. No, I did it. My problem. No problem. But Brian was like really upset. He's like, man, that sucks. He's like, he's like, you didn't even need to put the safety on at this match, because that we find that people trying to put the safety on while they're abandoning a firearm is the leading cause of NDs and DQs.
Right. Yeah.
Because for no good reason. Because
yeah, I mean, especially on shotguns, most of them, with the exception of Mossberg, are right there on the trigger guard.
Yeah. And well, even rifle and pistol, right? Like what's going to happen with the gun in the box that a safety is going to prevent, right? Like it's in a box, nobody's touching it. Like it's in a box. And so it was one of those things where he's like, oh, it sucks so bad. And then of course his dad let me shoot the rest of the match for no score. So, which was fine. I was like totally cool with that.
Yeah.
And and then the second DQ I had was also with a shotgun, and that was kind of on my head because there was a huge all shotgun stage, and I had just burned through like a dozen slugs and some buckshot, and then I was getting back in the birdshot, and this is totally my fucking fault. So I had to borrow shell caddies from somebody else, and they were set up to do strong hand reload, which is where you take you have the gun here, you roll it down here, you're holding the gun's upside down, you're holding it in this hand, and you're shoving shells in it from the top where you can like see the shells in. I normally load weak hand where I roll the gun over, where my hand never leaves the stock. I just roll the gun over, put shells in, and then I'm back up. So, but because I didn't change the caddies around, I had to, and I'm like, hey, I practice weak hand and strong hand loading. I got this, baby. I got it. But the problem is the barrel was so damn hot.
Mm-hmm.
that I literally like as I flip the gun over um, to do to go for my shells, the gun I have the gun and then my hand shifts and it burns the fuck out of me. And
Mhm.
so I start to drop the gun and I grab it and I just grab the trigger and I literally just slammed one off right at like 4 feet in front of me, which technically was not a DQ because it has to be within. No, it is. No, it's still a DQ because 4 feet with it. I think it has to be outside of 10 feet or something. The impact has to be
Yeah.
at 10 feet away from you or
Right.
something. But I was like, whatever. And I was like, hey, I fucking DQ'd, man. I totally earned that shit. And but
Wow.
both of mine have been just me being stupid
Mhm.
and trying to go really fast, and then
Yep.
something happened. So,
Well,
but
you know what they say, right?
what's that?
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yeah, slow is just slow. But we used to have people in the race cars said all the time. We could always tell club racers versus pro racers because the club racers would always say that. They would always say like slow, and actually it's not slow. Smooth, slow is smooth, smooth is something, and then smooth is fast. And they always just say this. It was hilarious though because we slow is just slow. Like you have to be the absolute um, on the edge of exactly where the speed needs to be every single lap. You can't be slow in, so fast out. Now that works in club racing because you're working against other people who are not maybe as aggressive as you. Maybe they don't have, the car's just not as good as yours or whatever. And it works in club racing. But when you get into pro racing, everybody is fast. Everybody is better than you are.
Well, but regardless of what it is, you can't win if you don't finish. So
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
it's a thing too.
I've watched enough people like slam into other car. Like two cars go there. We also have a saying that two cars can corner faster than one as long as one is willing to lose.
Right. Right.
Like I can go
Yeah.
really, really fast if I can use you as a barrier and just
Right. Exactly.
and so I don't know. I've heard all of these things over the years, and I'm just I used to actually kind of pass. I kind of fought against the idea of um, slow is just slow, but lap time doesn't lie, baby. But I mean, like, and we're gonna lose the entire audience here because it's just we're just talking about
Fuck
really
'em.
stupid stuff. But
Fuck 'em.
the uh, when I was doing
Audiences are overrated anyway.
yeah when I would one of the things when we would we're always looking for like the next thing to give us just the slightest edge,
Right.
like anything. And and I was always looking for it, and it's so hard to find speed. And I was looking through data one day, and the amount of data that we get off of the race cars was insane. Like absolutely fucking insane. Like you couldn't go through it at the track. You had to literally like have like certain very specific things that you were looking at, and then just look at those things because you can't interpret all of it. You just can't do it. And so, but I was back. I was looking at some data one day, and I'm just like looking at all of it, and I'm trying to figure out all this stuff, and then I realized that every shift was like 0.06 seconds. And if we had when we had tighter tracks where we had more shifts, we were slower, and when we had longer tracks where we had fewer shifts, we were faster. And I'm like,
Right.
well, are the other guys like shifting faster than us, or are they shifting less? Do they know more about gearing than we do? Do they know something that we don't know? Like you just the level of what the fuck that you go through is insane. It's
Right.
crazy. Um,
Yeah.
and we're looking at braking, we're looking at we're looking at every single part of the track, every single part of it, and just tearing it apart and looking for what you know what can we do better. And I used to teach people how to drive, and I had this girl who had been a pretty successful hill climb driver, and she was okay in club racing, and she was thinking about going pro racing. And I'm like, this isn't like, first of all, it's really hard. Like, no joke. Like, it's really, really hard when you get to that level. And so I put her in the car at High Plains, and we're just, we sent her out in a club race, and she won. But when we look at her data, I'm like, I showed her data. No, wait, she did not win. She was like third or something. But the guy who drove the car immediately before her actually did win. And when I overlaid the data, like when you looked at his brake trace, like if you can picture that, bottom is no brake, top is all the brake, or top up here is all the brake, and what happens in the middle is the amount of time it takes to get there, right? Her brake traces were like this. His were like this. Like it was just like he was either on the brakes or he was off the brakes. Like there was no in between. Like it was either he was full speed in, full on the brake, off the brake, back on the throttle, and the dead time between off the brake and on the throttle is crazy. Like and what it adds up to in lap time. Like I could track that in lap time. And my career obviously sent me down tons of rabbit holes, which is why I follow them so easily now. Right. And one of the reasons why I can argue all this shit is because I'm used to arguing everything and telling drivers that they suck. Like that's the best part. That was the best part of my job. Was like they would try and tell me that there's something wrong with the car, and I'm like looking at their data and going, "No, the car is fine. You suck. Like you need to do better here. You need to do better here. You need to do better there." And yeah. It's the ultimate truth telling machine. So yeah, I don't know. That was kind of way off in the weeds there, but
yeah, we went from like the gun prattle to the
gearhead stuff. Well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, when we talked to Kita about movement on the course, she's talking about it's the same thing, right? Like, listening to Brian and listening to these, I mean, just everybody talk about how to move through a course, how to shoot, how to be faster, how to be, just everything that's that you need to be to win. It's almost always, you need to be able to actually know when you can shoot on the move, and when it's. I was watching this guy the other day, and he's a grandmaster, and he's talking about, well, if you're a C-class shooter, you ought not shoot these targets on the move. You need to stay still, get your hits, and then run like hell. But if you're a grandmaster, like if or you have the skill set to shoot on the move and get good hits, and know you're going to get good hits, then that's what you ought to do. And that's it's just like any other type of competitions, like anything else that you need to be good at, right? And knowing when you're good at something is really important, right? Like if you think you're a good race car driver and then you go out and you suck, if nobody ever tells you that you suck, you're going to spend a shit ton of money and a lot of time and suck, because nobody told you suck. You just think the car is bad. You think, you have bad luck or whatever. But really, you just need to suck it up and admit that you suck. Same thing in shooting.
Or not suck.
Yeah, just don't suck.
Yeah.
Just stop sucking. It's just like not stop being poor. Like just stop it. Like don't be poor anymore. right?
Pours,
Like,
pours.
stop it. Why are you doing that?
God, pours get me. I become more and more elitist the older I get, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because you have an entire
And
club of
I'm
cousins.
not well off by any means, but holy shit, the pours out there.
Well, they're not
The
even
pours.
poor. It's crazy.
Oh,
I'm like, I was listening to this thing the other day.
that's true. They don't really know what pour is. You're right.
Right. Yeah. So I'm listening to this thing
Exactly.
the other day, right? And I was in the garage and I was working on something, and I'm just listening to, I forget what show it was. But they were literally complaining about how little money they had in the frame. In the frame was a fucking Starbucks, which is like $6 these days. It's like,
Oh, easy. Yeah. Depends on what
yeah, like,
size it is.
hold on. You are talking about being poor and you're buying a $6 coffee?
Coffee. Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's dumb.
Okay.
Don't do that. That's stupid. Don't do that. That's just,
Holding the smartphone, no doubt.
yeah, right. The new one, the iPad 13 or 15 or 18 or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, they're up to the 17s now.
Yeah, whatever. The orange one, like my wife has.
Wow. Yeah.
My wife has an orange one.
Yep.
Whatever the
Go
orange.
home. Probably a TV in every room.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Probably at least one, if not, I think three or some shit is the average subscription to Netflix, Hulu, Disney, HBO, something.
Just went through all
for
of
their
mine.
TV. Like,
Yeah, I just went through all of mine, and we get like, so, um, because while I am not poor, I am also not stupid. We went through and like cancel. So we get free Hulu because we have some credit card or something. So we're like, okay, cancel Hulu. We're not paying for Hulu anymore. So we use the free one, the free membership. We got rid of a bunch of them that we were paying for, but we actually, because we have this credit card or we have this membership or this whatever the fuck it is,
right.
we get it free. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we've got three. We've got the average. So.
We have and then so we got rid of Disney because my kid's old enough, and all he wants to watch is YouTube.
My Disney comes with stuff, something like you were talking about. And I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask my wife. I'm not sure where it comes from, but
Yeah.
and then Amazon comes with obviously with Prime, and so the only thing we pay for is Netflix.
Yeah, I'm not sure we pay full price for Netflix right now, but again, I know people that just don't even care to look and see what they're actually doing. Now I'm so like I'm not currently using my Starlink, and so I'm probably going to pause it because why do I pay? Why do I need to pay every month that something I'm not using? I'm considering taking it to Arizona to be able to stream live, but
Right.
I don't know. It's one more thing to deal with,
Yep.
and I'm really trying to shoot a good match. There has been, so I've had a couple of people offer to come out and be the camera people and be the help me out with production, and I'm like this close to taking them up on it because most of them been like, yeah, we'll do it for free,
Oh yeah,
very, very low price, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, why not?
Yep.
So
yeah, hell yeah, they're gonna volunteer use them,
Yeah, I mean, it's not purely volunteerism because they're going to be they're by helping me with my production and shooting and all that, and by shooting I mean film. By helping me with the live streams and even the recorded content, it helps them out because then they're going to be like literally looking at it, going, oh yeah, this is my work, and which is I think really good. And I actually think the more I've thought about it, I'm hoping it kind of works out because one of the things that the drone can be controlled by a cell phone. So, being able to have somebody hold on to the cell phone while I'm shooting, where they could do a couple of different shots rather than just have the drone follow me, that's got some potential, man.
Right.
That really does. So, yeah, I'm thinking about that a lot. So, and also I got an Insta 360. I don't know which one, but it's
Oh,
it's a black one, and I got it because I can't seem to. Maybe it does it, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. And the DJI, while most people consider it has more features than the Insta, I think the Insta has a ability to zoom using your phone. So if I have it on my hat and somebody's watching as I'm shooting and I'm shooting a long range target and they can dial it up to like 4 or whatever zoom,
yeah.
that's going to be great production, man.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
if
be
you're
really
here's the thing, if you're shooting it in 4K anyway,
Mhm.
then you can do all that in post.
It's true. It's true.
So, and then you ain't got to really worry about it's one extra thing you got to worry about while you're recording, you know.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my Insta 360 and figuring something out?
What's that?
My Insta 360. Did I tell you about all that? Looking into
No.
like the meta glasses, and so I almost dropped. How much are those fuckers? The name brand sunglasses. Somebody out there help me out. What the
Ray-Ban
hell
or
are they?
Oakley's?
No, Oakley's. Yeah. So I almost bought the Oakley meta glasses
Hmm.
because I've got a buddy that got some, and for like first person, they're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. My
And
wife
I'm
has one.
like, and I'm like, I almost bought them because I've got that Insta 360, and the way that I had it clipped, I had it where it was on top of the bill of my cap,
Yeah.
and like getting the angle down and right
Hmm.
was a little bit funky, you know.
Hmm.
And I almost did, and I'm like, no, it's late at night. I'm not going to spend $400, whatever the hell it was, on these glasses. I'm going to wait. And the next day, I go out with my Insta 360, and it dawns on me, you dumb son of a bitch. Flip the camera below the bill,
Mm.
like attach it upside down,
Yeah.
because the Insta 360 auto rotates everything.
Yes.
And I flipped it down where it was literally like Cyclops, like at
Hmm.
my forehead. And that's fucking, it's perfect now. It's perfect. And that's all it took was just the aha moment of, hey, I can flip this camera and it'll do exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was up high, it was up above my forehead. It had a weird angle. You know, it wasn't actually looking where I was looking. But now when I look out, my eyes are literally right under the camera. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so all I got to do is look in a certain direction, and I know the camera's on it.
Mm.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So pay attention
I'm
out there,
really happy.
people.
Like all of the stuff so normally I tend to have a little bit of buyer's remorse when I buy a lot of this stuff because I'll just buy it and then I'm like, it doesn't really do what I want it to do. But the DJI camera does exactly what I want it to do.
Yeah.
The drone does exactly what I want it to do and more.
Yeah.
Like I'm keep
Oh,
finding stuff that it can do.
oh, you will. Yeah.
Um,
I talked to a guy. He got one. He got one at least a month probably before I got mine. And I was
mhm.
talking to him the other day, and there was features that I knew that he didn't even know about. He's
Yeah.
had it that long, and he's a drone guy. This fucker has like 15 drones,
Oh
you
wow.
know, and he
I don't
didn't
have.
even know about all those features. I'm like, yeah, like it's badass.
Yeah, it's a badass drone. I'm glad that
I just used it yesterday. I flew mine around filming some stuff yesterday. So
yeah.
love it.
Um,
Love it.
the mic's actually pretty good on it too.
It's the problem that you've got if you're not shooting, or if you're not concerned with the audio. Well, why would you have the mic on? But the mic, it doesn't have a mic. It records through your phone.
Is that what it is? That's one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
my
yeah. Yeah, it records through the mic on your phone. So the problem is there's all types of noise cancellation built into that. And I'm not an audiophile, so I don't understand like necessarily all the terminology. I'm going to sound like an idiot. But I can get the point across. But there's like noise gating and noise cancellation going on with it, right?
Oh yeah.
And the problem is it does that to cut the noise of the drone,
Right.
but at the same time it cuts the noise of the drone, it fucks up like manipulation sounds, you know, click, 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 clicks,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, bolt and muzzle
know.
reports and muzzle reports. For
Yeah.
me, it does anyway. And I've even tried running my DJI mic minis on it, where it records through those. Because those have the added layer of
Super chat in. $5 from Christopher Scott. He did not say anything, but the AI or not AI, but the text to speech lady read it anyway, which is awesome. Thank you very much for the $5, Christopher Scott. Thank you so much. It's interesting that you talk about that because I haven't had any issues, but I haven't actually listened for it either because I don't use the footage with the audio. I haven't bothered to use footage with audio. So
right. Well, what I do is if I want the muzzle reports, what I'll do now is I will use a secondary phone because I've got the one I use for my webcam anyway, and I will just set it down, right? Because I've got my DJI mic mini, so I'll just set it as long as it's within range. You're fine. I'll set it down. Who gives a shit what video it's recording? I'm doing it for audio anyway.
Right.
And I'll hit record on it, and then I'll attach my lob to my cap, which is where I usually put it. And then in post, my editing software has an AI noise filter and an AI noise gate.
Yeah.
That works wonderfully. Like it works fucking perfect for cutting the drone noise without fucking anything else up. So, and depending on how far away the drone is, like you don't even hardly have to do that. Like if you get the drone very far away, either up high or off to one side or the other, it ain't even that bad
right now. That it follows me either side to the rear, and at a high angle. So it's like I don't know, like 12, 16 feet off the ground. So that, and that's just because I know I'm going to be moving around.
Probably 4 meter, I think.
Yeah, 4 meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been I was gonna say to somebody was I forget who it was. 13 was talking about the Ozbot or the Insta360. I have an Insta360 cam. I wasn't gonna get it because the DJI it does so many different things and it does them. The DJI with its magnet back and something and have it watch something, and I wasn't going to buy two DJIs, so I'm like, I'm just going to buy an Insta3. So now I have both, and the DJI and the DJI allows you to download the files onto the memory card, and the Insta does not allow you to do that. So and the battery life on the DJI is ridiculous compared to the Insta.
Mine is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I can go film around with it and use it like constantly, almost like nearly all day.
Yeah.
And it'll have like 80% battery left. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. Now let me back up. The unit itself does. Now the module, because with the Insta, the little module comes out, right? So in between filming, I have to take it off my cap and magnet it back onto the base to charge.
Right.
But to keep that charged and going. But it charges fast.
Yeah,
So
I had that's the experience I've had. I was using it today, and I noticed that where with the DJI, I never even think about battery life, but with the Insta, I have to think about battery life, and I have to take it off the hat or take it off whatever and put it there. So, and that's
Yeah.
fine. It's not the end of the world to do that.
Yeah. All depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine
But
is usually, I mean, I've got to set things up, right?
Mhm.
And so it's nothing for me if I'm filming something and then I mean, it gets through that fine. It'll go
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes, which is way more than enough. And it'll easily do that. And then, I take that off and it probably takes me 15, 20 minutes to set up the next thing at least, right?
Yeah.
And so, that's plenty of time to get a little more charge on it or whatever to keep going. So I don't have a big issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I did I released the video on flying with guns, and
Nice.
uh, I it's weird because I look at when I watch it, I'm like, man, this is just not entertaining. This is just like I'm really stiff. I feel like I'm really stiff and kind of monotone. And
Well, here's the thing. Done is better than none, and you're
yeah,
fucking around and not doing shit. So what you need to do is get shit out. You will learn as you go, and
yeah,
you can always go back and revisit things. It's not like you can't make, a year from now another flying with guns video. Like get it done because getting it done.
when I did it, I thought, man, this actually doesn't. I thought my first impression was like really pretty good, and then I watched it after I released it, and I'm like, it's all right. It's not great. It's all right. So,
The
but
audio
yeah,
was banger.
the audio actually, yeah, the audio is good. The intro is really good too. Um, the the little thing that I put together that actually really works, and um, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with most things, to be honest. I'm just nitpicking a lot of things that
You're
you know.
not happy with anything. Don't lie.
It's very hard actually to be 100% happy, but I am nitpicking stuff.
Right.
I want
First
to.
world problems, man. That's
It
what it's
is.
called.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like um I don't so the where I'm shooting all of this stuff with guns is in the garage because it's big enough.
Where you're filming. Let's be not shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, did I say shooting? I thought I said filming. Oh yeah,
No,
shooting video.
I'm
Yeah,
messing
yeah.
with you. I'm messing with you.
But yeah, so when I'm doing the pre-record stuff, it's always in the garage because that is just the the place that has the room to do it,
Uh-huh.
right? And it's just not. I don't like the lighting. I don't like the walls. I don't like the background
Right.
really. So I'm like, I don't know how to fix this. Like, do I need to fix it? Probably not.
You could
I don't
green
know.
screen. Could always green screen or something.
Yeah, I could. I
You
could.
could tell you what you could do, and there's nothing wrong with it. Go green screen.
Hmm.
And so what you do is you go green screen, you get your script, your bullet points, your outline, however you do that. You get that lined out, and this is typically what I'll do. And then you film all of the talking,
Hmm.
right? And if you're gonna like for me, if I'm gonna talk, I film all the parts when I'm gonna talk, right? And then what I do is if I'm, just sitting on the range, if it's, a situation like that, then what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll fill in once I have that outline. What I add to the outline is I know whether or not I'm going to be holding something and showing it, or if it's just like a talking head segment, right? And so if it's a talking head segment, then what I will do is I make a note in the outline or whatever that I need B-roll. And then so do all of your talking stuff and then turn around and you don't even got to talk to do B-roll, right? That's the whole point. And then film your close-ups and your pans and your overhead views and all of your other stuff that you then lace over the top of you talking. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a solid point. I think probably the warmer it gets, the more I can be at the range and do this stuff.
Mhm.
So I think
Yeah.
that's the key right now.
But yeah, if you're just if it can get boring and monotonous. I would say that's one thing about your video is you're like just standing there in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And so there needs to be B-roll, there needs to be, there needs to be some type of transitional stuff every 30 seconds to 1 minute. Like the scene needs to change. You need to pick up something, like something needs to change to like jar the viewer. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
So,
So, but you'll get it. I mean, it's
well, I mean,
baby steps, man.
it
You'll
wasn't
get there.
the ideal thing with the having to do it inside. Like, I
You'll
just
get
don't
there.
like doing the gun stuff inside. I like being out on the range. I like being able to do all that stuff. So.
Well, you got the natural lighting is beautiful. Even if it's overcast, it's still the lighting is so much better outside than you could ever get indoor with lights.
Yeah.
Indoor with lights, you're going to get hot spots, you're going to get shadows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to get all that stuff. And like outdoors, whether it's a cloudless day or it's overcast, the biggest pain in the ass is a really puffy cloud, partly cloudy day, because you're going to be filming and it's going to look a little weird because a cloud's going to move over the sun, right? And then that kind of sucks because so then you got to decide, oh, am I going to reshoot this or just roll with it? But the thing about it is that a cloud moving across the sun outdoors has a natural look to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas, uh-oh,
Yeah, my camera decided, or my
acted weird.
well, it's not. I keep saying the
And
camera.
now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to straight up podcast mode. Enjoy.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah. I did the latest update, and it's ever since then it's been wonky in this very specific way. But yeah, I mean, I that's all true. So have you? Oh, hey, did you hear the big deal about the um? Now I cannot think of his name. I mean, I can tell a story, but I can't think of his name now. But um, the world champion guy who just got um
Is grid cutting out for anybody else, chat? Or is it me? Because I see his.
yeah, just kind of having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, I'm showing your internet like bouncing, your internet signal bouncing back and forth.
Really? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Like on the screen, see where the blue bar is?
Yeah.
It'll bounce every now and then. It'll go like all the way down and then come back up. It's weird.
That is weird. That is very weird.
Anyway, the world champion guy.
Yeah, he was an ex-cop, did all this stuff, and I think I may have told you this. He did he was dating a bunch of younger women, and one of them ended up being or a pair of them ended up being 17. And well, that's actually legal in Ohio. Apparently he did a video of them, and
Oh
that
wow. Okay, that's not okay.
and now he's still alive to be around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did he? And I'm not making any excuses. That's not why I'm asking this. But did he know they were 17?
No, they so the girl who was actually dating, if you will, or seeing, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
That girl, she had provided at some point, she had shown him her ID for some like stupid, like when she was getting like paying for a credit card or some crap like that. I don't know, but I mean, he had seen her ID and knew that she was, uh, or at least the ID said that she was 19.
Oh,
So she had a
wow.
fake ID, but she had a friend that she brought with her, and um, that young lady, he never asked to see her ID because he didn't care anything
Right.
about her.
Right.
And but the girl he was seeing and the other girl got into a fight because um, the girl who he was not dating wanted to leave, and obviously the other girl didn't. And yeah, that was yeah, it was
Yeah, that's fucked up.
yeah. So he so he's the one that actually
Yep. I should have never back.
can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one that actually called the cops, and he when he did that, when the cops got there, they talked to the girls, find out they're underage, and I don't know who, but one of them dropped the dime on the video on the phone. They literally the cops came over and said, "Hey, let's see your phone."
Oh
And
shit, he called the cops?
yeah, he's the one that called the cops because the girls were fighting,
That
and he just wanted them to leave.
sucks.
He's like, I just want these girls to leave. Like
Oh,
they're fighting. They're at my house. This is
yeah.
this isn't cool. Um, and uh,
And they had a video of both. He like had a
just one girl that he was
just the
dating that he
one. Okay,
believed,
okay,
which
okay.
is why he
Gotcha.
wasn't charged with anything because he believed. Well, first of all, he believed that the girl was of age,
Right.
and the other thing was is that um, even though she had lied to him, she was 17 and technically, I guess, legal in Ohio.
Right.
And so that wasn't the problem. The problem is that Ohio has a law that says you can't have video of a minor at all.
Right. It's the child porn stuff,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah, blah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that and it was like 20 seconds of video, and it just fucked him up. And if it had been, and
Yeah.
he honestly, if he hadn't been an ex cop, and if they hadn't, if and he hadn't been a very public, well known shooter, they
Yeah.
probably would let him go. Probably would
Yeah.
have been a thing.
Right. Yeah. Slap on the wrist. Now you know, don't do this again. Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is that like literally, everybody knows this guy as being like this big horn dog kind of guy. Like like everybody
Yeah.
knows. And so, it's not like honestly, it wasn't even like somebody that people were surprised. And my camera is just not my software is just not really working. So
Yeah, it's
um,
being weird.
it's being well, and which is weird. Let's see if I can get it to work a different way.
It acts like it's the internet though.
It
Because when
could
you
be
can
the
put
internet,
when
but it's
you watch your just kind of keep an eye on your little internet signals because when you go radio silent, they completely disappear. like
it's weird.
they don't drop a bar or two. Like it just completely goes away. It's crazy.
There we go.
So
So that actually did work that time. So, but I'm not running through the software now, so that's fine.
right.
Um, but anyway, yeah, it's hang on, I'm trying to remember that guy's name. And he actually put out like a huge post on Facebook about telling everybody what he did and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, whatever, who cares? Um, so
Hmm.
let me see.
Hmm.
But yeah, it.
Yeah. Go to the Google. Go to the Google.
Go to the Google, man. I am actually. I'm doing that very thing. So what else is new in Clover Tax world?
Picked up 3 guns today.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Picked up the High Point 45-95, which is the large format pistol, which is the cut down carbine, basically, with a brace. Picked up the Mac IX,
Yeah.
which is kind of a hybrid MP5 AR9. And then picked up the Panzer BPA 12, which is fucking awesome. Which is basically my very first bullpup. You'll be proud of me.
Yeah.
My very first bullpup. Still not a fan of them, but this one tickled my fancy because it looks like an AUG. Looks like a Steyr AUG.
I saw an AUG in the store today with the white stock.
This one's white, Stormtrooper white.
Yeah, Stormtrooper white.
Yeah. Yep. This one I got was. That's the only reason I got it, man. I'll be honest with you. Is
I wonder if that was the same gun I saw. If I just misidentified it as an AUG.
I bet you did, because I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure they do make an AUG in what they call Alpine white.
Yeah.
Everybody calls it Stormtrooper, but it's Alpine. But I'm pretty sure they probably do. But you just don't see AUGs on the shelves in the stores either. So. So it probably was. It probably was one of these Panzers. I was guessing.
I'll look this week.
But believe it or not, I've always complained. One of my complaints with bullpups is the triggers, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a physics and design thing mainly. You know what? This trigger is not any worse than just about any other shotgun I have.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty decent compared again to most shotguns, be it a pump or a semi-auto or whatever. So,
well,
I was pleasantly surprised. So that's what I picked up. Still got what do I got coming? I've got a Canic. I really thought when they said there was 3, I knew the Mac and the High Point was coming, and when they said there was 3, I really thought the other one was going to be the Canic. No, let me back up. I knew the Panzer and the High Point.
Tell me anything about a Mac. So.
Yeah, I knew the Panzer and the High Point was coming. Well, I mean, let me back up. I knew they had been delivered. I knew that the Mac was coming eventually, but I also have a Canic coming eventually and one of the 5.7 Rock. Or Rock 5.7s from Palmetto.
Yeah.
That I know of that are supposed to be coming. But I knew it wasn't 5.7 because it hadn't been long enough. And I had forgot honestly about the Mac. And I really thought it was going to be the Canic. But
which Mac are you getting in?
The one that came in today?
Yeah, what are you? Yeah, you said you're getting one in. What'd you get?
It was the IX. This is the one that came in today. Yeah, it's the Mac IX. Yeah,
I'll have to look it up. I don't know which one that is right off.
Yeah, punch it in. It is, like I said, it is kind of like a hybrid MP5 AR, basically.
Okay. Oh, I have seen that. That.
Yeah, takes the MP5 mags. Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of an MP5 lower with an AR upper with an AR grip and an AR handguard. The whole upper is kind of an AR, and then the lower is like an MP5, and then it uses an AR grip too. But it uses MP5 mags. So it's weird. It's definitely a love child.
That is weird. So the guy who got jammed up in Ohio, his name is Bob Vogel.
Oh, okay. Vogel. Okay. Champion. Yeah. Vogel. Yeah. Vogel with a V, right? Is in Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vogel. Yeah.
Yep. And
don't know him, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Know him.
Yeah. He's jammed up right now. He's not having a good time. So life ruined.
Right. Oh, did I tell you? So last time we were on the phone.
Mhm.
I think when I told you about the TV guy that called
No, you didn't.
about wanting to do the TV show.
You told me a little bit about it, but you hadn't told.
Yeah, well, I had a meeting. I think you had called, and I think my
Yeah, you
meeting
were
with
going.
him was
You were in the middle of setting up a meeting or whatever.
yeah, it was like later that day or something. I had the meeting. That guy's is emailed me like 4 times a day ever since we had that meeting. Like he wants me to produce content for a TV show.
Oh wow, awesome.
Uh, we've got to get on another call. I've got tons of questions.
Mhm.
Obviously, right? Uh, trying to enter into some type of a partnership deal like that. Like it's real easy to get sideways with, oh man, I'd go out and I could cut a bunch of episodes and he's going to work his magic and sell it to
Mhm.
Netflix and we going to make a bunch of money and shit, right?
Sure.
But there's a lot of legality, there's a lot of partnership, there's a lot of rights, right? Content rights, and a lot of work, honestly, on
Yeah.
my part. And like we've got to really get down and get some details on quote unquote on paper
Yeah.
at some point before I even turn the camera on and start. And honestly, I would love to. And kind of a back and forth we had today with an email he sent was like, I would really like to completely separate and distance it from CloverTac. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be CloverTac on that. I don't want
Right.
it
Right.
tied in. I don't want to wear my same wardrobe.
Mhm.
I've got my own style and
Yeah.
flair, and I don't really want to do any of that. Like, I want to do it completely separate.
Right.
But I think that's part of what he wants, if he wants it to be the same. So I don't know. Gonna have to
Yeah.
figure something out.
So that's interesting. I haven't heard back from Daria about the shotgun thing. I've talked to the kid that I think will make a really great partnership with them. Um, but and they were like
Who?
really looking forward to hearing back. I
Well,
talked to
did
Harry about it, and he said he was going to talk to OA Defense, who sponsors the kids for his pistol. And I mean, the kid gets he's sponsored by a rifle company that gives him rifles and
talk to Harry with who?
Daria.
Okay, you're talking to the wrong person. If you want anything done with Daria, you got to talk to Dustin
Well, Dustin told me that Harry was handling the competition side.
for the competition, not for getting your hands on anything.
Oh, okay. Maybe I need, maybe I need to, yeah, maybe I need to.
There was a misunderstanding
Yeah,
somewhere.
is that my, that's on me. That's
Like
on
if
me.
you want to use it in competition or be a part of the team or
Yeah.
have the name on the jersey, like yeah, okay, that's probably Harry. But in order to get your hands on it in the first place, that's going to be Dustin.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's yeah, that's my mistake.
Yeah, that's part of. We had that conversation at Shot. You remember that about talking to the right people?
Yeah, yeah, but see, Dustin told me to talk to get with Harry about it, and I was like, okay, cool,
Mhm.
I'll do it,
Yeah. Hmm.
and I did.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I just
I'm just saying something broke down, and
I think you're right though. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say that yeah,
for what you were trying to accomplish, whether or not there apparently was a miscommunication somewhere, but for what
yeah,
we're trying to accomplish, Dustin was the person that you needed to
yeah,
be talking to. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm gonna
yeah.
yeah, I've got to start reaching out to people to get them on the show. I need to get
Mhm.
I need to really concentrate on the gun prattle stuff. So
Yeah, it is pretty much lull time right now, so now's a good time. They're back. They're all back from overseas from Iwa, which is the big international, basically shot show.
mhm,
I would love to go to that one year, but here's the thing about that show. That show's weird
mhm.
because supposedly you go to that, you have to dress nice.
Yeah,
So like we're talking about
I'm in.
suit, sport coat, you know what I mean? Like type
Rock
shit.
on. Yeah, rock
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, really interesting. It's not like shot where people are tactical or me with my crazy colors or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Like over there it's like all business.
yeah. I
But it'd
get it.
be it'd be cool to go spend a fucking week in Germany or whatever.
Yeah, it would.
Maybe
I
one of
actually
these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it would be cool.
Yeah, a
I can't
lot
wait
of
to
them
shoot this
be.
match this weekend. I tell you what, man, I'm like, I've got my, I'm gonna do a breakdown on my pack out stuff so I can get my pack out video up really pretty soon.
Yeah,
And
hell yeah.
so because it is so nice to, I mean, it's like, it's probably, if people actually used it, I think that they'd like, there would end up being a very tailored to shooting kind of pack out setup or something because it's so easy um it's so easy to have all of your stuff and keep it really really organized without having 20 little boxes or a great big gun bag.
Right.
And it's got wheels, man. It's got wheels.
Well, do you need another business?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Why? Do you
Fix
know
to say. Oh,
I
I was
need?
fixing to say, take your all of your stuff you printed. You got prototypes with that, right?
Yeah.
And have somebody in then injection molds, or you could even probably do it in foam,
Hmm.
you know. And that'd be cheap to have that shit made.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you could. It would bring a premium for what it is, right? People that got pack out shit are obviously that's just Milwaukee, so they're used to spending money.
Yeah, but I mean, it is not super, but it's not super super expensive, but it's like compared to what I would have spent if I would have bought like
No, I
uh,
get that, but I'm talking about the pack out stuff
yeah.
itself is what I'm talking about. Milwaukee stuff in general is not the
Well,
cheapest
I'm actually thinking
brand.
like Milwaukee would do it as a separate brand or something like that because that so like Pelican makes a tool case for rally car drivers.
Yeah,
Or rally car teams that literally it's kind of small, but it's you know it's a very compact but very organized toolkit set up
right,
for rally car guys who have to do the same thing that we do in shooting, right? Like where we're in dirt, we're rolling across grass, we're doing all that kind of stuff, and that's the same thing. And Pelican did it because people were taking Pelican cases and modifying them to what they needed, and Pelican looked at it and said, "Hey, we can do that. Like
mhm,
that's not even hard." And I'm hoping like Milwaukee or somebody like recognizes that the way the system works, the way it all snaps together, and it's so modular, and like if I want to shoot shotgun one day, it's easy to change it. If I want to do 3 gun, or if I want to do 2 gun, or whatever, it's just so easy to make it work. And I'm just hoping
right,
that they'll recognize that. Like that's the thing from my point of view, right? Like it's like, man, I just really want them to just say, okay, yeah, this is cool. We need to do this
right.
because chances are they won't, right? like it's,
Yeah.
but it would be cool if they did because, it's honestly it's cheaper than Harding or Pelican cases by a long shot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Harding
Well,
case,
I was looking to see who owns Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's owned by a company called TTI Group,
mm,
Tektronix Industries.
mm,
Uh, and it says here they do Milwaukee AEG Empire. I don't even know who those are. Homelight,
mm.
Hoover, Oric, Vax, and Dirt Devil, and they're based out of North Carolina. So I don't know,
Oh
being
wow,
based out of yeah. Oh, they do Ryobi.
yeah,
They do Rigid. Oh wow, they do a lot of shit. Wow,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
They
I'm
got their
gonna
hands in a lot.
I'm gonna go. As I said when I started this, I was gonna end up closing down early tonight. That's actually gonna happen. I've got to get some sleep. I got to get up, not early, but I got to get up in the
Yeah,
morning and head and
you
go
sure?
do some shooting. And I like to shoot. I'm gonna raid everybody over to.
Oh
Um,
shit, you don't do that very often.
I know I try, but anyway, I'm gonna raid everybody over to Glenn Lawrence, who is doing a premiere of his latest video. So you guys can go over and watch that, and it'll be cool. So um, yeah, go watch cool stuff. And I'm gonna call it a night, go to bed, be a good boy, and get some sleep so I can shoot really well tomorrow and do get some really really great footage. Taking the drone, taking everything. So
Nice.
drone, couple of cameras. I'm torn on whether or not I want to take the mics, but we'll make it happen. So anyway,
Well,
guys.
we need a debrief on gun prattle next week with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm hoping to do that maybe Monday before because I can do that
Right.
Monday or Tuesday. So,
Right.
all
Cool.
right, guys,
Later.
I'm getting out of here. You guys have a great night. Clover Tack, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Guys, go over and sub and do all that stuff. To Clover Tack, to everybody who stayed once the gun prattle started, I really appreciate it. And you guys are all cool. So enjoy the. Can't get in touch with Glenn. I'll tell him to unban you or whatever. I don't know if he's watching it or not, but at any rate, guys, go enjoy hanging out over at Glenn's. Enjoy the. I don't know if the video is going to play. The closeout video is going to play or not, but if it does, it's cool. Anyway, have a great rest of your night. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to go